Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video we had learned till paragraph 5. Now in this video we are going to study the rest part of the chapter. Now let's get started. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Maggie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, Anyway, they had a teacher. So Tommy was looking at Maggie with very superior eyes because he knew something that Maggie was unaware of. He said that Maggie was silly because she did not know that many years ago the school was not the kind they had those days. Then Tommy said that centuries ago the school were not like the ones they had. Margie was hurt at Tommy's behavior and said that she did not know what kind of schools they had centuries ago. She was curious and imagined a group of children being taught by a human teacher. She looked over Tommy's shoulder, trying to read the book, and said that perhaps they had a teacher. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. So here regular teacher means a mechanical teacher. Then it sure they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. So here Tommy said that it wasn't the machine, it was a teacher or a man who taught them. Then Margie couldn't believe that a man was a teacher because she had always seen a machine doing that. Then Tommy tells that the man who taught the class discussed many things with the student, and he also gave them homework and then asked them different questions based on it, just like their mechanical teacher did. A man isn't smart enough. Sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. He knows almost as much, I betcha. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. And all the kids learned the same thing? Sure, if they were the same age. So, Margie said that a human teacher is not as smart as the mechanical teacher. Then Tommy asked Margie not to underestimate the human teacher. He said that he is as knowledgeable as the machine. He compares the machine to his father and says that his father knows as much as his mechanical teacher. Then Tommy said that he could bet on it that human teacher know as much as mechanical teacher did. Maggie did not want to discuss this further, and he then added that she did not want a strange man, the human teacher, to come to her house to teach her. Tommy found it very funny when Margie said that she did not want a strange man to come to her house to teach her. He said that the teachers didn't come to students' house to teach them. They had a special building, a school, and the student went to the school to study. Margie was astonished and asked that did all the children learn the same thing? Then Tommy replied that all the children of the same age studied the same thing. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like, you don't have to read the book. I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools. They weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called, Margie, school. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Now, said Mrs. Jones. And it's probably time for Tommy too. Margie said to Tommy, can I read the book some more with you after school? So, Margie refers to a machine teacher. She says that her mother told her that the machine had to be turned to the level of each boy and a girl who was studying from it. So each child had to be taught separately depending on their level. Then Tommy replied that in the past they did not do it that way. He got irritated at Margie and said that she did not read the book. So Margie is interested in the book. She is curious to know what kind of schools were there. Margie wanted to know what kind of schools were there in the past as she felt that they were fun. Margie had read just half of the book when her mother called her as it was time for her to attend the virtual class. So Margie's school was in the next room next to her bedroom. So she said to her mother that not yet. She did not want to go to school. Then her mother also said to Tommy that this it was time for him to go to school too. Maybe, he said nonchalantly. He walked away, whistling the dust old book tucked beneath his arm. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. Because her mother said little girls learned better if they learned at regular hours. The screen was lit up and it said, today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. So Tommy tried to ignore her and he said that maybe she could read it. Tommy was feeling very great because Margie was interested in reading the book. He placed the blue book under his arm and then he went off to his home. Then Margie reached her school. It was a room next to her bedroom. It was a virtual classroom. There was a machine teacher for Margie. It was on and it was waiting for her to begin teaching her. Margie studied all the days except Saturdays and Sundays at the same time from this mechanical teacher. Margie's mother was very particular. She had told Margie that she would learn better if she would study every day at the same time. Then Margie sat in and the machine was turned on. It said that the lesson of the day was in arithmetic and the topic was addition of proper fractions. Further, it instructed her to insert the homework of the previous day in the slot. Mar- Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things so they could help one another with homework and talk about it. And the teachers were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when we add fractions 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. So Margie's life is also very mechanical, just like a machine. There is no fun in her classroom. It is very dull and boring, just like a machine. Margie is thinking of the story told by her grandfather. Her grandfather told her that his grandfather used to go to school when he was a little boy. As Margie is bored with this machine, she reminded of that life. When Margie comes to know that in the past children go to school, they sat together, laughed and shouted in the school. She gets curious about it and wants to go to school. Marky feels that the school is so much fun. Children get together, they study in a fun way, they get the same homework and they can discuss it, take the help and talk about it also. So all the students become friends and study in a fun way. She found it very strange that the teachers were not machines, they were humans. As Margie had inserted her homework, the machine started with the lesson. Machine started with the lesson. There was no pause, no time for fun, and no time for chatting, and no time for interacting with friends. So, here the chapter ends. The author ends the story with the title of the chapter, The Fun They Had. The fun the students had when they went to real schools. Margie is just thinking about the kids of the past who went to school and enjoyed studies. So this is all for today. I hope you like this video. If you like, do like, share and subscribe.